insane. And I was saying things which was going against the narrative. And the Matrix, the way it operates is it uses the MSM to purport lies, to inject slave programming into people's brains so that we live lives which are not good for us but are good for them. And I was sitting there unplugging it. Why would they sit there and say, we've put together this massive psyop. We're going to convince everybody to inject themselves with poison and we're going to lock everyone in their houses and it's all a lie. And we're going to let this one guy who everyone listens
to. Andrew, it wasn't all a lie.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't. There was a new novel coronavirus. Okay, I'll tell you what, COVID-19, it was killing thousands of people a day.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and and I know people who died.
I know people who died before Corona.
Fine, I'm sure people died of lots of things, but it was killing thousands and thousands of people, and then vaccines were developed at very high speed, and they managed to save, in my estimation, millions of lives by the body of scientific and medical experts in the world.
The body of scientific and medical experts, you mean the Matrix?
What is the Matrix?
The Matrix are a bunch of people who can come up with studies from the sky to say anything they want them to say, so they can use the MSM to purport garbage inside of people's minds. So you end up locked in your house, clapping for the NHS like a performing seal, injecting yourself with experimental poison for the 9th time. There was no reason to lock everyone in their house. More people died from missed cancer appointments than anyone ever died of COVID. People always got the sniffles before COVID and they've always got it since. Did you hear about the guy who died in a motorcycle crash and it was a COVID death? Did you hear about that one? The word vaccine in and of itself is that you get...
They save millions of lives.
If you get a vaccine, you do not get the disease. They changed the definition of vaccine in the dictionary so they could continue to inject us with this pointless poison. I had the vaccine for polio, I've never had polio. You got the vaccine for COVID and you're bragging online how you have COVID for the 8th time, but it's not that bad because you've had 6 injections. It's insane. They lied on the television trying to scare everyone and enslave them.
그리고 그는 여성에게 친절하게 잘해주며 그녀들을 자신의 사업에 이용했다는 혐의를 받게 됩니다.
But he isn't being horrible to them. He's not hitting them. He's not being mean to them. So what can we do? Let's use the Loverboy method. If I was abusive and mean, they wouldn't say Loverboy method. You know what Loverboy method means? Being nice. He was nice and polite and kind, and they really liked him as a person. The Loverboy method is being nice to people so that you work together, effectively what they're trying to say here. I was nice to girls who asked me for TikTok advice, and they sang it's the Loverboy method. I didn't beat them into doing TikTok. I didn't force them. I didn't threaten them. In fact, I was like, yeah, you're very pretty. You can be pretty famous.
Was there any element of coercion?
How can there be an element? What does that even mean? Let's be professionals here. What does that even mean?
What do you think coercion means?
I was coerced into this interview. You used the Loverboy method. You said, sir.
Loverboy method?
Yeah. Andrew, this is going to be a very interesting interview. We had a good one last time. You're a nice guy. We have some interesting conversations.
I didn't say you were a nice guy.
I'm going to come along.
Wait a minute.
We're going to make some money from this interview.
Wait a minute.
Money will be made for both sides.
Wait a minute.
You Loverboyed me.
Wait a minute.
Stole the profit.
We're very professional, and I said I would like to do an interview.
Were you nice?
I'm always nice.
Loverboy. You can't believe you used niceness to Loverboy me because this is a profitable enterprise.
I wasn't nice to you, and I didn't call you a nice guy.
I feel Loverboy. I feel Loverboy.
Do you?
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
그러다 그는 또 한 가지 사실을 깨닫게 됩니다.
You know what they did? Come get the COVID vaccine. It's good for you. It's going to help. They tried to coerce you by being nice. They tried to Loverboy everybody. They tried to use the Loverboy method to force people to get the COVID vaccine. It just came to... We need to put all these people in jail.
Andrew,
they were being nice to people, trying to help them. Unbelievable.
Nobody forced you to have it. Did you have the vaccine?
Absolutely and utterly not, sir. My principles are not for sale. I would have stayed in my house to the end of human time and sat there as a pureblood, the last one, the last pureblood on the planet before I inject myself with poison.
You're not making an MGM trailer.
Yes, I am, because it's a matter of principle. I am not a farm animal. My blood is mine. It does not belong to the government, and I decide what is in it.
그동안 겪었던 일들에 대해서는 다음과 같이 해고하게 됩니다.
It was a fantastic test from God to make sure I am the man I say I am, because I think there's a lot of people who speak about masculine excellence who are not the men they say they are. When trouble appears, you often learn that they are nothing but postures.